Intro. All right, hoodie gang, monitor glow on, coffee somewhere between helpful and dangerous. Let's run this card. This is a vibes plus context breakdown, not a crystal ball. We're not betting the rent, we're reading the room. We're checking form, chaos levels, injuries, and a little football gossip seasoning. Let's get into it. Pick 1, Millwall versus Birmingham, odds 130. This one feels like a proper somebody's momentum gets tested game. Millwall come in with that tough, gritty energy, but they just took a shock home loss to Portsmouth after a strong run at the Den. They've still been solid overall, and we're sitting high in the table, so the vibe is less collapse and more angry reset. Birmingham, though, they're rolling. 3 straightaway wins, 8 unbeaten in the league, and they've looked like a team that got a winter upgrade and suddenly remembered they're allowed to be dangerous. Team news-wise, Millwall have a few concerns, Coburn a doubt, plus Bryan and Luongo out, while Birmingham were still missing Pike Sung-ho, but they've got enough depth that even big names can be bench furniture for a night. So the overall feeling is tense, competitive, not a walk in the park for anybody. This is not easy money energy. This is sweaty slip by minute 78 energy. Pick 2, Sheffield United versus Coventry, odds 1.22. This is a spicy one because the vibes are strong on both sides, just in different directions. Sheffield United have been on a serious recovery arc. They've gone from early season mess to a team pushing upward with one of the division's best runs over the last few months. They just won the Steel City Derby and are suddenly looking like a side that believes again. Coventry, meanwhile, are up at the top end scoring loads and still carrying proper promotion pressure every single week. This has good game, not safe game written all over it. The edge of chaos detail. Sheffield United are missing Calvin Phillips through suspension, plus Rothwell is also suspended, and there are other midfield fitness issues, so the middle of the pitch has a bit of patched-together energy. Coventry's news looked a lot calmer, with Oliver Davin, the main enforced absentee, and Haji Wright in the conversation up top. Translation: Coventry bring cleaner structure, Sheffield bring home fire and momentum. Great football vibe. Terrible for anyone who likes a calm heart rate. Pick 3, Norwich versus Sheffield Wednesday, odds 1.17. This one screams mood mismatch. Norwich have improved a lot under Philippe Clement. This is not the same Norwich from earlier in the season. They've picked up serious points since his arrival and built a decent cushion above the drop. Even after losing to Birmingham, the general feeling is still functional and improving, not panic mode. Sheffield Wednesday, on the other hand, are coming in with heavy off-field and on-field baggage, administration-related points deductions, relegation confirmed, and a brutally thin squad. Add in more defensive issues and absences, and the vibe is honestly survival mode without the survival part. Norwich do have a long injury list themselves, but Wednesday's situation feels way more fragile. This is the kind of game where the emotional energy matters as much as tactics, and one side looks way more stable. Pick 4, Stoke City versus Oxford United, odds 1.41. Ah yes, the classic championship special. Both teams nervous, both teams needing points, and everybody pretending they're calm. Stoke are winless in 8, and even when they scored twice at the weekend, it took a center-back brace from Ben Wilmot to drag them to a point. That tells you everything about the current attacking vibe. They're not dead, but they're definitely searching for answers. Oxford are deep in the relegation fight and also winless in 6, but there's this weird underdog resilience in recent results. Clean sheets against Coventry and Middlesbrough, just without the goals. So the vibe here is scrappy, cagey, maybe ugly, definitely tense. Injury-wise, Stoke still have key absences including Victor Johansson, Sam Gallagher, and Robert Bozenic, while Oxford may miss Jamie McDonnell after he came off early last match. This feels like a game where one bounce, one deflection, one random throw-in can decide your entire evening. Pick 5, Atalanta versus Borussia Dortmund, odds 1.22. Now we're in the cinematic zone. Dortmund took a 2-0 lead in the first leg, and Guirassy basically wrote his name across the tie with a goal and an assist. Even more wild, Reuters noted Dortmund only had 2 shots on target, and both went in. Efficient? Yes. Sustainable? That's the question. The second leg vibe in Bergamo is intense for more than football reasons, too. Reuters reported issues around some Dortmund fans being denied entry, police measures in Italy, which adds that weird Champions League tension around the whole night. On the team side, Dortmund did get a boost with Emre Can and Nico Schlotterbeck back in the squad, while still carrying a handful of absences. So the feeling is, Atalanta at home, crowd up, Dortmund with a lead, chaos very possible. This is exactly the kind of game where the first 15 minutes decide whether it becomes chess or a fire alarm. Pick 6, Coritiba versus São Paulo, odds 1.26. Quick note, your graphic says Libertadores qualifying, but the online buzz around this matchup looks more like Brasileirão round energy. Same matchup, just different label vibe on the thumbnail. And honestly, that kind of chaos is on brand and I respect it. Coritiba are still looking for their first win and come in under pressure, while São Paulo arrive with a stronger squad feel but a few important absences, suspensions, including Ferreirinha suspended and Pablo Maia out injured. The good news for São Paulo is André Silva is expected back, and there's even talk of a Cedric Soares debut, which gives this one a little new toy energy. And for the gossip spice, there's also local noise around Rafinha returning to Couto Pereira after a messy, controversial exit and retirement storyline. That's pure football soap opera fuel. So the vibe here is pressure on Coritiba, talent edge to São Paulo, and a little emotional side quest on top. Pick 7, Al-Faiha vs Neom SC, odds 1.35. This one has sneaky value on the vibe scale because a lot of people won't have a strong read, and those are the games that make timelines explode. The fixture is on the board for Feb 25th, and Neom have been carrying legit competitive energy in Saudi football. Reuters highlighted a game where they actually led Al Hilal before losing 2-1, which tells you they're not just showing up for the photos. That's ambitious project club energy, and it usually comes with confidence. Search results around the matchup also had Neom sitting higher in the table than Al-Faiha, so the overall feel is Al-Faiha home grit versus Neom upward momentum. I didn't find clean, reliable injury detail from top sources for this one, so this is absolutely a check lineups before kickoff game, but purely on feeling, it has that late card swing match energy where everyone acts like they knew the script all along after it ends. Outro. So that's the card. Dark room, bright screen, 7 games, and at least 3 opportunities for football to do football things and completely ignore logic. Best way to play this vibe? Stay flexible. Check lineups. Don't fall in love with a slip just because it looks pretty. And remember, the hoodie aesthetic adds confidence, not extra expected value. Good luck, keep it fun, and may your picks be green before your coffee goes cold.